All right, everybody, now it's time that we learn how to make a pod. When I want to make a pod in Kubernetes, what I'm thinking about is what container do I want to put on my pod? And how does that container need to be configured? After all, a pod is a group of one or more containers that is managed by Kubernetes. And as we jump into writing any manifest, there's a few things we need to bear in mind. Number one, we write our manifests in YAML. So we have a couple parent keys that we care about: API version, kind, metadata, and spec. An API version is a reference to the API group and API version of a given Kubernetes resource. For a pod, it is a core Kubernetes API group resource. Therefore, we don't need to write in something like apps, for example, for API group. We leave that blank. A null value equates to a Kubernetes core API group. And it's V1. Pod is a case-sensitive key in which we are going to specify the resource name. In this case, that would be pod. And then metadata is used for typically high-level information, such as a name of a pod. We'll just call this pod on shorts. And now, after that, what we're going to go ahead and do is begin defining specification. Now, the most important specification for a pod is the containers. And containers is an array. And when we work with an array in YAML, we're going to use a dash here. And that dash represents an indexed list. It is zero-based. That means that this index is 0. So if I could write in name, for example, Nginx, and we'll do image, we'll say Nginx version 1.23.4. Excellent, right? And then I do another container. Let's say we have another one here that's a busybox, and that busybox is running busybox 1.34.0, for example. Those are two different containers, and we know that these containers are different one from another because of the array entry. So this would be container 0, and this would be container 1. And this is pretty much all you really need to get started with building a pod in Kubernetes. Watch, we'll go ahead and right quit on out of there, and we'll use kubectl apply tacf pod.yaml. Question for you all: what namespace was this pod created in? It's the default namespace where that pod got created. Do we know if it's running or not? The answer is no, we don't know if it's running or not. We do know that the pod was created in etcd, but we don't know if it's actually successfully up and running. So we'll run a kubectl git pods, and there we go. There is our pod on shorts. Good to go.